Welcome to lecture series on Digital System Design Lab. In this video, we will see the implementation of half adder by using VHDL program. Before that one, we will see what is the function of half adder. Half adder adds two single bits and produces the sum and carry as a result. Let us consider the two bits as A comma B. A comma B are the two inputs here. It adds the two bits coming from A and B and produces the results as sum and carry. Let us consider the inputs A and B as 0, 0. It adds 0, 0 and produces the sum as 0 and carry as 0. If the input bits are 0 and 1, it adds 0 and 1 inputs and produces the outputs sum 1 and carry 0. And if the combination is input combination is 1 0, it produces the sum output as 1 and carry is 0. Also, if the inputs are 1 and 1 for this combination, the output is sum is 0 and carry is 1. So this is the truth table for half adder. Half adder adds two inputs A comma B bits and produces the result sum and carry. Now we are writing the sum and carry expressions here. We are writing the sum and carry expressions based upon the truth table. Observe here, the sum expression or the sum is 1 when A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 1. So that is A0 B1 combination, the sum is 1. And also for A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 0 combination also the sum output is 1. That is the sum is highlighted or output is 1 when A0 B1, that is A bar B combination R or R plus A1 B0 combination, that is the sum expression can be written as S is equal to A bar and B, both should be A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, that is A bar and B, A bar into B or A and B bar. So that is S is equal to A bar B plus A B bar. We know that one A bar B plus A B bar is nothing but A XOR B. So that is sum is equal to A bar B plus A B bar. It is nothing but A XOR B is the equation for sum. Now what is the expression for carry? Carry is 1 when both bits, both inputs are 1. That is A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1. So that is the carry expression is equal to A and B. Why? Because if both A and B are 1s, then only the output C is equal to 1. So that's why the carry expression is A and B. Sum expression is A bar B plus A B bar, that is nothing but A XOR B. With this knowledge, we will write the basic program for the VHDL. And we should also discuss before that what is the basic program structure for VHDL programming. The basic program requires three important subsections. First one is library section. So in this library section, we are going to defining the library, IEEE library, which is useful for the compiler to understand the basic functions what we are using in the program. We'll write some functions like AND, XOR. So we'll use these functions, and those functions can be understood by the compiler by using this library. So we'll see in detail while writing the program. Next subsection is entity part, entity or entity declaration. In this entity part, we are going to specify what are the inputs and what are the outputs of the component. So that is entity part is nothing but a symbol for component. Symbol for component. It is just like, so that is in the entity part we are going to write what are the inputs and what are the outputs, and we will write the input variables, output variables defined in the entity section. So we will see with one example later. Next subsection is architecture. Architecture. So in the architecture part, we are going to specify the functionality or behavior of the component. So that is, in the library files, we are going to write the libraries which are useful to understand the which are useful for the compiler to understand the basic functions used in the program. And the entity part, we are going to define the inputs and outputs of the component. And in the architecture part, we are going to write the what is the functionality of the component. Now we will see in detail about the library. What is the library we are using? The library we are using here is library IEEE. IEEE is the library name we are using. In that library we have many packages like std underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all. std underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all is the package available in the IEEE library. This package helps the compiler to understand the basic things written in the program. So that thing we will see. The basic things are, suppose A and B are the two inputs of type data type. You know that one, A and B are integers, A and B are float. Here we are using the A and B as bits or A and B as std underscore logic. Here bits or std underscore logic are not but data types here. So to understand those data types by the compiler, we are using this std underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all package which are available in the IEEE library. Now coming to the entity part, here in the entity we are going to we'll see the syntax for entity. Entity name is and entity. So here entity and end, these two are the keywords, right? And entity name is user defined. You can give any name in this place here. And inside the entity we are defining the port declarations. What is the meaning of port declarations? Means in this entity part we are going to declare the input ports and the output ports. So while writing the program we will see in detail this syntax. Similarly, coming to the architecture part, the syntax for the architecture is architecture name and one thing here is it is entity is name, entity name, this one. Here architecture syntax is architecture name of entity name is, here we have to write the begin statement, end architecture name. This is the syntax for the architecture. Architecture is the keyword here. Here architecture name is user defined and entity name is the name of the entity what we are giving here, and inside this we are going to write the program for the or function of the component. Now we will see in detail the programming. So for that one we are going to open this one, IC Design Suite 14.7. This is the icon here, IC Design Suite 14.7. This is the tool we are using for writing the VHDL program. So after appearing this one, click OK here. Now here we have to the first step is you have to create the project. So file, so click on file, create new project. So give the project name as half adder. The project name is half adder. It is saving in this location. You can change this location if you want, and the top level source type is HDL only. So click on next. So we'll get this window. In this window we are going to specify the settings of the FPGA device here. So here the family of the FPGA what we are using is Spartan 3E, and device name is XC3S500E. Here 500 indicates the 500 kilo gates are there, and package is the FG320 package, and speed is -4. Here we are using two tools for, one is for synthesis and another one is for simulator. For synthesis we are using XST synthesis tool, and for simulator we are using iSim simulator. And here we have to use the preferred language here, VHDL or Verilog. We are writing the program in VHDL, that's why you have to select VHDL. So like this you have to give the specifications here. After giving all the specifications, so click on next here. So whatever the specifications given or selected previously, those things is displayed here. This device name Spartan 3E, family package name FG320, speed -4. So click on finish. So we'll get the screen like this. Here this half adder indicates the project name, and this XC3S500E and -4 FG320 indicates the device here. So now we are going to write the program. The first step is we have to create one source file for the VHDL program. To write the VHDL program we have to create one new source here. So that's why, so click on the device, right click on the device here, so click on new source. So here select the VHDL module. Why? Because we are writing the program in VHDL, that's why we have to select the VHDL module. So give the name here half adder. So click on next. Now here the entity name is half adder, here half we have written here, and the architecture name is, we are writing the program in data flow style, so that's why here I am writing data flow. You can write anything here, it is user defined, this architecture name is. And in this section we are going to define the ports. Ports are nothing but here, see, observe here, for the half adder 2 inputs A and B are there, and 2 outputs are there, S and C. So here these two are the inputs and these two are the outputs. So here we are specifying those things. Here A comma B are the input ports, that's why in the direction I am specifying in here, and sum comma carry are the outputs, so that's why here in the direction I am selecting out here. So ports are, input ports are A comma B, and output ports are sum and carry. We have defined these things, and click on next here. So here you can see that A and B are the input ports, and S and C, sum and carry, are the output ports. So click finish. Now you can get the program like this. So these are the comments, don't require these things. So we already defined that. This is the basic program structure. Total 3 sections. One is library section, next one is the entity part, next is the architecture part. So in the library section, library IEEE is the library name we are using here, and in that library we are using IEEE dot. This std_logic_1164.all package is used here. This package is helpful for understanding the compiler about what is std_logic. All these things can be understood by the compiler by using this package and this library. Now coming to the entity part, this is the keyword entity, and this is the entity name. This is user defined. You use this here. We have to use same name here. So in this entity part we are going to define the inputs and outputs of the component. So that is about the entity declaration. So here port of A comma B are the variables we are using here. A comma B are the variables. In are the input or output we are specifying here. Those are the input pins, that's why in here, and here it is data type. std_logic is the data type. It is nothing but like a wire. It is create some wire for that one. Similarly sum and carry is the output, and std_logic is the data type. We are saying that sum and carry are the two std_logic types here. So here in the entity part we have defined inputs and outputs. Next, coming to the architecture. See architecture, here architecture name is user defined. You can write anything of entity name here. Entity name here is nothing but half we have used, that's why I have written half here. Is begin. So in the architecture part, what we have to write? We have to write the actual functionality or behavior of the component. See, the behavior of the component is sum. The sum is equal to A XOR B. So here observe this one, this operator less than or equal to is nothing but the assignment operator. This operator assigns, it performs A XOR B and assigns the result to the S here. See, we already written here. So the sum expression is A XOR B. So the same thing is implemented in this program. Similarly, carry expression is equal to A and B. That is, carry is 1 when both A and B are 1 1. So this is the actual function of the half adder. After writing the program, select this one. After selecting this half.vhdl, this one, you can get these things here. In that, click on this synthesize plus symbol. So click on check syntax. So before that one, it is asking for saving this one. So click on S. Now it will check for the syntax errors. If any syntax errors are there, then it will show the errors. Here green tick mark indicates there are no syntax errors. Now we have completed the writing the program here. One important point is here, observe this one, view here, implementation and simulation is there. These two things are there. Here implementation part we have completed, we have written the program. Now we have to verify the output for this program. So for that one, we have to specify some inputs such that we have to provide the output. Here we are using another program, or we are writing another program to verify the output. So that is called test bench program. In the test bench program, we are going to specify the inputs. So for that inputs, it will generate the output. So that can be obtained by, so right click on the device, click on new source now, and click on VHDL test bench. VHDL test bench is the program which is used to give inputs. For that inputs, the software generates the output. So click on next. So for which VHDL program we have to generating the test bench, that is specifying here. For this half adder program, we are generating the test bench. So that's why here half, select the half and click next. So click finish. Now it will generate the test bench program for us. So this is the test bench program, libraries, entity, architecture. Here A, B inputs, SC outputs. Here observe here A and B initially assigned zeros here. That is, A and B initially stored 0 and 0. Remember that one. And here we are designing half adder, that is a combination circuit. No need for clock here. So that's why I am removing the clock statements here. And also clock process I have removed, and also I am removing this clock statement here. Now what is the meaning here? So at the starting, A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0 is there. You will get the output for A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0. After that one, it will wait for 100 nanoseconds. We are going to change that A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 1 combination. Right. So that is, for 0 0 combination, we'll get the output. Wait for 100 nanoseconds. After 100 nanoseconds, we are changing the combinations from 0 0 to 0 1. Now we'll get output for 0 1 combination. After getting the output for 0 1 combination, we'll wait for another 100 nanoseconds, and we'll again change the bit pattern from 0 1 to 1 0. That is, we are observing the outputs for different combinations. And also I want to observe the output for 1 1 combination also. So then I am giving 1 1 combination. So what is the thing happening here? So first 0 0 is there. So for 0 0, output is getting here, and it will wait for 100 nanoseconds. After 100 nanoseconds, the inputs are changing from 0 0 to 0 1, and output is occurred for the 0 1 combination. After 100 nanoseconds again, the inputs are changing from 0 1 to 1 0. Then output is displayed for 1 0 combination. So like this, for different combinations, the output will be displayed. After completion of this input combination, so what we have done here in the test bench program, just we are specifying the inputs. So for these inputs, plot the output. Those things we are specifying in the test bench program. Now one important thing is here, it is nothing but a simulation we are doing here. Now simulation, we are generating the test bench output, that is simulation. So that's why to see that one, to see the output here, we have to check this simulation here. If you check the simulation here, then only you will get the this GF is the name given for the test bench program. So observe here, if you click on the implementation here and click on this one, you will get different things here. So that is check syntax, RTL schematic, all these things. So that is for check syntax of the general VHDL module program. If you click on this simulation, see the simulation, for simulation purpose you are using the iSim simulator here. If you click on the simulation only, then only you can get the option iSim simulator here. And then so click on this test bench program, then you can see this iSim simulator here. If you click on this here, you are not in this iSim simulator. You have to check for the behavioral check syntax for the checking the syntax. Before that one, it is asking for save option. So now check syntax is over, that is no syntax errors are there here. Now to see the output, so click on the double click on the simulate behavioral model, so you'll get the output. So you'll get like this. So click on this zoom to full view option. So I am zooming here. So observe here. So I am clicking here. This yellow line is moving here. So click here. From 0 to 100 nanoseconds. From 0 to 100 nanoseconds, what we have given in A and B as 0 and 0. So for 0 0 combination, what are the outputs? Sum and carry. So it is verifying the truth table here. For 0 0 combination, sum and carry are 0 0. So that is for 0 0 combination, sum and carry is 0 0. So next, from 100 to 200 nanoseconds, what we have done? We have changed the combination from 0 0 to 0 1. So that's why here 0 1. So 0 1 combination, the output is sum is 1 and carry is 0. So that is for 0 1 combination, the sum is 1 and carry is 0. So the same thing is getting here. Next, again after 100 nanoseconds, we have changed the combination from 0 1 to 1 0 1 0. For 1 0 combination, the output sum is 1 and carry is 0. Next, after that 100 nanoseconds, we have changed the combination from 1 1. So that is for 1 1 combination, sum is 0, carry is 1. So like this we are going to verifying the output.